Hi! Today, I'm going to... What am I doing? Oh, today I'm gonna... today I'm gonna organize my bookshelves. I was doing pretty good with not buying books, but unfortunately, I have been bad and I bought a bunch of new books. Not that many compared to what other people might buy. I hadn't bought a physical book in like 6 months, and then I went all out and I bought like 5, I think. I might have gotten more than I expected. So I definitely bought more than I thought. Some of these are thrifted though, so that makes it better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8. I got The Picture of Dorian Gray. I read this book in high school and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was it was a very weird book, but I thought it was really cool. It was like very surreal and kind of artsy. I'm gonna try to reread it. It's kind of short. It's shorter than I expected. It's only less than 200 pages. I got this at half price. Half price is pretty cool. I got rid of a bunch of books too. I got rid of like 20. I used to be really bad about buying books. I just bought them because I wanted to, and it felt good. It's like that rush of serotonin. Just buying stuff. I have a problem. Well, it's getting better. The next book I got is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but this book came with some annotations in it. I think it's like the spicy parts too, so it makes it better. I got this one at Goodwill. I don't know if this book is spicy. Oh, never mind. Yeah, this is spicy. It's like a romantasy, which is my favorites. I love, that's all I read is romantasy, unfortunately. I'll do my other one that I got from Goodwill. I got Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I've heard that her books were really good. I think this one is also romantasy. I think it's mostly fantasy though, unless on the romance side. I really like the cover. This will be my first attempt at one of her books. So I went to Barnes & Noble's last weekend and I really heard good things about Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Also, romantasy, like Enemies to Lovers. This is a YA. I usually read adult fantasy, and I feel like that's what I like, but I feel like all of the books that I do like are YA. Like, I feel like they're just written so much better. They're not as trashy, if you know what I mean. Like, there's more quality to them in YA. I heard it's really angsty, and yeah, and the cover is so pretty. I saw the Barnes & Noble's exclusive cover of this, and it was the pink flowers, but I don't know, I like the purple ones better. It just fits better with like the dark aesthetic. So this is Powerless. I'm really excited to read this. And next I have 2 Ali Hazelwoods that I got. The only one I've read of hers was The Love Hypothesis. It's a cute romance. I am a biology major, and I thought it was really fun. Like, I got like the little scientific references in there. I'm a STEM girly. I like Ali Hazelwood's writing. Oh, actually, I read her one of her short stories, the one that took place in the Antarctic. No, not the it was like the Arctic Circle, like the North Pole. Yeah. I'm a STEM girly. Anyway, So I got Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I heard really, really good things about this book. Like, even people that don't like Ali Hazelwood's writing style still really liked this book in particular. Like, she put something in this book. I'm gonna have to read it and find out what the fuss is all about. And I also got Ali Hazelwood's Bride. This is her first attempt at fantasy. The cover's really cute. I think this is gonna be a good book. There's already really good reviews about this book. It's about a vampire lady and a werewolf in an arranged marriage. I like the book boyfriends. They're always like super tall, like giants. They're always like ginormous, buff men, and the female main character is always like super tiny and like sunshine and quirky. She's always really followed that format. So it's probably gonna be big werewolf guy and
tiny, small,
but like probably like strong. She's probably gonna be like super badass vampire lady. The next one, oh my gosh, this is Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I think it's McIntyre. This is like a super dark retelling of like The Lion King. This is supposed to be about Scar, Simba's evil uncle who kills his dad. Sorry if I spoil it for you, but if you haven't seen The Lion King already, then I don't know what to tell you. That's a little sad. Somehow it's like, I don't know, I didn't really read it. I think this is not gonna be a good book. This is like one of the trashy adult fantasy novels that I mentioned earlier. It's called Scarred because it scar. I was gonna get Hooked, which is the Peter Pan retelling, but I heard that it was just not good. This is probably not that good either, but this one was a little bit better based on the reviews that I read. I have some standard for when I read trashy, dark fantasy, romance, smut books. And then my last book is The Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I've already read this book. I read it when it was super popular over the summer, I think. I really like this book a lot. It's The Hunger Games, but with vampires. There was so much angst to it. The female main character is such a badass. I love her. And the male main character, I really liked him too. He was very like well flushed out and he was sexy. And yeah. I tried reading the second book of this and I didn't really like it. Like, it was very slow. Like, the beginning, it kind of dragged, and like the lore, like I didn't really understand. Like, it was just kind of added in there. Like, I don't really understand the lore or like the actual story. The lore. So, but anyway, that's my little mini book haul. I'm actually gonna organize my books. So, I'm thinking, I already kind of have it sorted by genre. I don't know if I want to like make it look cool by making it like rainbow or something. I have a lot of books on my bookshelf that I haven't read yet. I have a lot of books on my physical TBR, but I was thinking of putting the spines like towards the back of the shelf of the books that I've already read, and that way I can kind of see how many books I've actually read on here. It'll give me an incentive to actually pick up books from my TBR. And I also have my Kindle too, and I have a bunch of books on there too. So yeah, I'm hoping, I'm feeling pretty motivated to read this year. I think I'm gonna do it by genre. So I'll probably do fantasy adult, or like, yeah, YA fantasy, adult fantasy, just fantasy. All the fantasy. I have like a classics slash like old books. These are my contemporary romance books. I have like, you know, Twilight series, horror section, just like random, what do you call it? Just like, I don't know how to describe him. Need to read My Dark and H.P. Lovecraft. He's a racist piece of crap. Gerald is a cutie. Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna get into the whole Henry Cavill being replaced by Gale. he looks like, oh my god, I'm not gonna start talking about this. Anyway, so moving on, this is like my YA fantasy. This doesn't belong here. This is why I'm reorganizing this. Once again, I stopped reading it because I can't finish things. Like, I start things and then I never finish them. So, story of my life. I still haven't read it. I don't like what's in the book, but I like the actual book. I like how floppy it is. Look, it is so floppy. It's so satisfying. Like the... Oh, it's so satisfying. I love the pages. Oh, it is so satisfying. Like, it's one of the reasons I bought this book, just because of how the dead tree just kind of like sits in the spine, you know? Yep, that's why I love this book. I never read it, but I love the book. This one, it's a really stupid smut book. It's romantasy, smut. She gets kidnapped and then she gets Stockholm sent. I don't freaking know. So, oh shit. I just spilled my lip girl. I spilled. I have a thing where when I love something so much, I never want it to end. So I just stop reading it and I'm like, oh. I hate feeling that feeling of whenever I finish something that I really like, I just feel so empty inside. In my mind, those stories are still living on. They just never have an ending. I really like the cover. Little bug. I hate bugs. And that's basically it. Now I can actually start organizing. I'm already worn out from talking so much. I'm gonna hate myself when I start editing this. I just like talking, I guess. So first, I think I'm gonna start by taking off all the books off the shelf. So now I'm gonna dust and wipe down with some disinfectant, and then I'll start sorting them into piles. I'm already so exhausted at this point. I'm not used to talking that long to nobody. I'm so drained. Alright, so now that those are wiped down, looking all nice and clean, now I'm gonna start sorting these into genre piles. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm probably gonna do the thing where I put the spine towards the back of the shelf. I'm gonna do romance towards the top here, literary fiction. My classics are probably gonna stay on the bottom. I can't friggin' point. Come on. Over there. Yes. There. Come on. No. There we go. I can't do things on camera. But yeah, let me get to that. Okay. Alright, so I have everything in piles. So I think I might have to move my just plain fantasy books. I need to like shift them down somewhere else because my YA fantasy and my adult fantasy are taking up so much room. I guess I just put more into the slots, more than I should have. Definitely have less contemporary romance books than I did. I got rid of so many. I'm gonna shift these down. I might just move these. I might have to move this guy. I think, yeah, I'm gonna move this guy somewhere. I need to reorganize my squishmallows anyway. I don't know where I'm gonna put you. Alright, so now I'm gonna go over the different sections. I still need to flip the books that I've already read. I think I'm gonna probably do that as I go. First, we have adult fantasy books. So I have this Serpent and the Wings of Night facing out because I just love the cover. I just have these books because they were a little bit too tall to fit on this little pile here. I have my Jennifer Armentrout books, Sarah J. Maas, Naomi Novik, Kay Tucker. I have Sally Thorne's fantasy. So I have read this one, but it's already facing out. So I have read that one. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna do it because it's already kind of hidden. And then next up we have YA fantasy. I know these are like new adult, so they're not really YA. I have Chloe Gong. I have City of Brass. I have Beautiful, Cruel Prince series. Can flip this one. That's the first one I've flipped so far. A Curse So Dark and Lonely, Serpent and Dove. Yep. Moving on, I have more YA fantasy here. I have a lot more YA than I remembered. Powerless, Fable series. I'm gonna flip these two. Okay, I'm gonna put Fable. Oh, I'm freaking out. No. Okay, let me do this off camera. Alright, cool. So this looks disgusting. Stay. Come on, you got this. We did it. Alright, cool. Moving on. Daughter of the Pirate King, Enchantment of Ravens. I have not finished yet. Sorcery of Thorns. I have those, so I'm gonna flip. Oh, and look at all those tabs. This is my first annotated book. Legends and Lattes, Once Upon a Broken Heart, Half a Soul, which I have read, so I get to turn this one around. And then I have For the Wolf, Echo North. And then moving on down here, we have fantasy. So, Darker Shade of Magic, Poppy War, Game of Thrones, the first two books, and The Witcher, first two books. This one is my contemporary romance section. So the Kiss Quotient, which I have read. Oh, there we go, more annotations. Yay! I have not read the Spanish Love Deception, Love Hypothesis, Love Theoretically, which I'm gonna get to, Icebreaker, I started, Beach Read, Red, White, and Royal Blue, The Hating Game, which I have finished. Moving on, I have my literary slash historical slash memoir section. I'm glad my mom died is the only memoir that I have so far. This is amazing. My Dark Vanessa, I have not read. Convenience Store Woman, I have read. Little Life, No Longer Human, Daisy Jones and the Six, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I have read. Beautiful. Look at all those annotations. I'm such a bad camera person. So Vanishing Half, Joan, Song of Achilles, annotations yet again. Circe, The Witch's Heart. Witch's Heart. Put this one back. Beautiful. I have my thriller slash horror section. So I have my little ghost. I have my only Stephen King novel, Misery. Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Ninth House, The Maidens, Carmilla, I Still Need to Read. Tinfoil Butterfly, American Psycho, Death in Big Bend, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. I absolutely love horror. I love horror video games, horror movies, but I haven't really gotten into the book horror scene. I've read, what is it called? I'm gonna put it on the screen, but it's the one about cannibalism. Like, cannibalism becomes legal because a mysterious virus infects all animals and it makes all animals inedible, so people are forced to go to cannibalism. I thought it was a really interesting book, very graphic, very gory. This is my classic / like old books section. So here I have The Bell Jar, Picture of Dorian Gray, Pride and Prejudice, Northanger Abbey, Wuthering Heights. I have Pygmalion. I have no idea, but it's by George Bernard Shaw. And then I have the Anne of Green Gables series by L.M. Montgomery. I was gifted these a long time ago. I love the movies so much. I grew up watching them with my grandma and my mom. They're just very, very cozy, very feel good. So I love the Nancy Drew series by Carolyn Keene. I even grew up playing the online like PC games, the Nancy Drew games. I love those games so much. So I have a little collection of Nancy Drew books, and then I have some really like old original copies of I can't remember what this series is called, but it's not Nancy Drew, but it's also by Carolyn Keene. These are like old books from a library that they're just giving out. Last but not least, I have a childhood Twilight series, just like childhood books. I read The Hunger Games in middle school. I absolutely loved it. I need to reread these so that I can actually read the new one that she came out with. And then I have the Twilight series, or like the first 3. Anyway, that concludes my book organization video. This is my very first video ever. I'm sorry if I was super awkward. I'm probably gonna edit a lot of this. So I hope you enjoyed it. I personally like time lapses and organization videos. But yeah, this is my first attempt at a video. If you liked it, leave a like. Baby, subscribe. Yeah, I don't know. Subscribe if you want. I hope to make more videos. We'll see if this video turns out okay, or if I'm just gonna like scrap the whole thing and never post it. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you if you sat through all of this mess. Bye.